Is it better to be feared or respected? And I say, is it too much to ask for both? They say the best weapon is one you never have to fire. I respectfully disagree. I prefer the weapon you only have to fire once. That's how Dad did it. That's how America does it. And it's worked out pretty well so far. Find an excuse to let one of these off the chain, and I personally guarantee you the bad guys won't even want to come out of their caves. For your consideration, the Jericho.
A cocky, playboy, self-righteous weapons manufacturer billionaire, Tony Stark, is almost killed by his own weapons, but ends up being saved by the sacrifice of a stranger.
Don't waste it. Don't waste your life.
When Tony is finally rescued, reaches his country, has a burger, and calls a press conference, this is what he does.
Hey, would it be alright if everyone sat down? Why don't you just sit down? That way you can see me and I can... A little less formal than... I saw young Americans killed by the very weapons I created to defend them and protect them. And I saw that I had become part of a system that is comfortable with zero accountability. Hey, Ben.
What happened over there?
I had my eyes open. I came to realize that I have more to offer this world than just making things that blow up. And that is why, effective immediately, I am shutting down the weapons manufacturer division of Stark International until such a time as I can decide what the future of this company will be, what direction it should take, one that I'm comfortable with and is consistent with the highest good for this country as well.
All Marvel films are characterized by their special effects. Yet, amidst them all, this scene from the first Iron Man remains my favorite. I had choked watching this scene because for me it wasn't Tony Stark but the United States of America, the world's largest weapons manufacturer, supplier and user, admitting to messing up the world with their ignorance, arrogance and ruthlessness. Not to mention blatant lies about things like weapons of mass destruction. That scene and that film also helped me understand one simple thing. That cinema need not be a binary of commercial, dumb, apolitical nonsense versus political, small-budget art house fare. Because Iron Man heralded the awakening of a new type of commercial political filmmaking that has, in its own way, changed cinema for the better. And this priceless ability to blend politics with commerce is something I believe Bollywood can learn from. In 2010 in Dharamshala, I saw Shamdong Rinpoche, ex-PM of the Tibetan government in exile and close friend of the Dalai Lama, questioned by young Tibetans frustrated with a lack of action from the elders when it came to freeing Tibet. The Rinpoche asked them where Tibet was. When they pointed out its geographical location, he said to them that Tibet was any place a Tibetan stood on, and that for him saving Tibet meant saving the culture and knowledge of Tibet, not necessarily the physical place. Now watch this scene from Thor Ragnarok, where a once proud and powerful race is decimated, their home destroyed by an evil force.
Even when you had two eyes, you'd see only half the picture.
It's too strong. Without my hammer, I can't.
Are you Thor, the god of hammers? That hammer was to help you control your power, to focus it. It's never your source of strength.
It's too late. She's already taken Asgard.
Asgard is not a place. Never was. This could be Asgard. Asgard is where our people stand. Even now, right now, those people need your help.
I'm not as strong as you.
No. You're stronger.
Tell me, brother, what were you the god of again?
Ragnarok for me is not just a political allegory to Tibet, but carries a message for every immigrant across the world who thinks she has lost her nation to either displacement or war. Ragnarok seems to tell them, you are your country.
Sorry, Tony. You know I wouldn't do this if I had any other choice. But he's my friend. So was I.
When American homes were divided in the middle on Republican and Democrat lines during Donald Trump's campaign, Captain America Civil War brought the Civil War inside homes into the superhero realm with themes that continue to oppose everything Donald Trump stands for. No commercial film has managed to instill black pride in as strong a fashion as Black Panther, which many African Americans saw as a yes exaggerated, but also an alternate reality of what Africa could have been like. An amalgamation of technology and culture, modernity and tradition, if the whites hadn't ravaged it for hundreds of years. Now, for the supervillain of them all, Thanos. He is created in the image of every bigoted, genocidal, dictatorial, fascist ruler there ever has been in the world. Some would say that Thanos has a lot in common with a few current global leaders. And the traditional superhero, Captain America, what is he all about?
My grandmother has more life in her, God rest her soul. Move it!
You're not really thinking about picking Rogers, are you?
I wasn't just thinking about it. It's a clear choice.
When you brought a 90-pound asthmatic onto my army base, I let it slide. I thought, what the hell, maybe it'd be useful to you, like a gerbil. Never thought you'd pick him.
Up!
Stick a needle in that kid's arm, it's gonna go right through him.
Come on, girls.
Look at that. He's making me cry.
I am looking for qualities beyond the physical.
Do you know how long it took to set up this project? All the groveling I had to do in front of Senator What's-His-Name's committees?
Yes, I know. I am well aware of your efforts.
Then throw me a bone. Hodge passed every test we gave him. He's big, he's fast, he obeys orders, he's a soldier.
He's a bully.
You don't win wars with niceness, Doctor. You win wars with guts. Grenade! Move, move, move! Get away! Get back!
Dummy grenade. All clear. Back in formation.
Is this a test?
He's still skinny.
The 22 Marvel films over the last 11 years have addressed a variety of real political issues, be it of surveillance, privacy, fascism, immigration, genocide. The political undertones are not always covert and hidden, but often open for any politically conscious being to see. And best of all, the Marvel films are not just a good versus evil fair. Yes, there are other outerworldly creatures who want to destroy us, but in most of the films, the enemy is within. Tony Stark and his inability to be a team player emerge as a kind of villain in a few films, while the actual villain in some, Loki, tries to save the day in others. Indian commercial cinema, sadly, has a much smaller history of political filmmaking than Hollywood. One can understand why. The costs, compulsions and competitions are prohibitively many in India. The ability to make money from films, few and far between. Who has time for confusing politics? That is where Bollywood can learn from these Marvel films. You don't need to make a peoply life, because the point is not necessarily to make a political film, but to understand that politics is the underlying driver of everything in society. Be it a romantic love story, an action film, or even a drama, everything can have undertones of politics without being overtly political. Take Bajrangi Bhaijaan for instance, a simple story of a man trying to unite a lost girl with her parents. What could be political about that? Turns out, everything, because the film dared to talk about Islamophobia in a nation where intolerance is on the rise. Bajrangi Bhaijaan proved that at times, telling a simple truth can be the most political act, even if that truth is hidden under layers of sugarcoating. In an uncertain, constantly changing world that we live in, we look for stories that helps make sense of this confusion. Stories that in some way are connected to the world around us. This space for narratives is what right-wing politicians the world over take advantage of when they take us to a glorious past in order to make us forget the troubles of a crumbling present. What covertly political films like the Marvel series does do is give us a release, give us a sense, a better understanding of politics, and in doing so, plays a vital role in maintaining the sanity of the world. And if we are to curb the rise of hate and violence on the planet, such movies will play an increasingly crucial part. And just for that, if nothing else, the world needs more Marvel films, not less. Thank you for watching, and if you like this video, please share and subscribe, and check out more videos on my channel.
Our very strength invites challenge. Challenge incites conflict. Conflict breeds catastrophe. The thing isn't beautiful because it lasts.
We're in the end game now. Before we're done, we still have one promise to keep.
If we can't protect the Earth, you can be damn sure we'll avenge it.